The bill also provides $650 million to build and reinforce miles and miles of new border wall.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Latunia Canyon, one area under a mandatory evacuation order in Los Angeles because of heavy, drenching rains and flooding, but this man is staying put.
They said that, if you leave, we're there and they're not going to let you back in. And so we just decided we'd stick around.
This is the second more powerful atmospheric river. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, the was last Friday, and I said TGIF, so today it's OHIM.
Oh, how it's Monday?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, something else it's Monday?
I was trying to,
Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
Who's this?
She's the new girl.
The new girl.
Back.
You're back.
Mm-hmm.
You've been released. You got an ankle bracelet on.
All right. Two of them, one on each leg.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So how was the District of Columbia?
Horrific as always.
Why don't we pick a different place to go? I mean, Verona.
Because you have to
Sneads
meet
Ferry.
with the congressman.
Why? They can come down.
I agree with that.
They can just meet with those and let them come down here. They would enjoy it better. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Congressman Murphy?
I met with them at 11:30 the other day. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So everything was well?
Everything is well. Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the same hall as him, his office. And her doorway was toned down this year from last year. She only had a sign up that just says two genders, male and female. Last year she had some real elaborate whatever, but that's all she had up. She has this like whiteboard on an easel or some kind of like signage on an easel right outside her door. I mean, it's big, but yeah, she was pretty telling. Because we were all talking about, wonder what's going to be on her door.
Really?
We're a little, Megan took a picture of it, but we were a little disappointed that wasn't more fanfare, but yeah.
Well, what did
he had Happy Valentine's Day and had it all decorated up. It was very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was classic.
And he has a sign in, like a guest book when you come in to sign that. Then you go inside and they're giving away, snacks, like a lot of them native to North Carolina and that kind of thing.
Oysters?
They didn't have, it was like candy. It's like candy. I know, it doesn't matter. It's just candy.
It's a barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, barbecue or Eastern Carolina barbecue.
That's right. Hush puppies.
Two highlights of our trip to the Congress, where the congressman's office. One, I fell down steps. Tripped. I didn't completely fall because in classic Kelly fashion. So there was that. And would have landed where all the media was. So that would have been interesting. But I caught myself.
We could have seen you on TV, huh?
I was watching the media. And two, there was some kind of big congressional hearing and stuff. And all this military brass just blew right by us in the hallway. I mean, it was like top brass stuff. So that was impressive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why were you there?
We were there every year. We have the CADCA conference. It's my headphones. The CADCA conference. And it's
what is that?
It's the to promote. It's a national. It's actually international, but a national conference happens the same time every year up there. It's for substance abuse prevention efforts in the state. And on Capitol Hill Day, you go meet with your local, congressman from your district to discuss the problems in everyone's district. North Carolina had one of the biggest delegations that was there.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. Yeah. From all throughout the state, not just obviously Onslow County, the 3rd district, but yeah.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
So did you learn anything?
I learned a lot, actually. We're up to 112,000. Yeah. Number went up.
Those fentanyl deaths.
Yes. And there's a lot of fentanyl mixed in with like cocaine and stuff like that. Learned a lot about that. Learned about how horrific xylazine and majorly on the rise that is. Learned almost 99.9% of all the fentanyl is coming across the southern border.
Of course, as we know. And it comes originally from
China. And the cartels have like a deal. I don't know if that's what I'd call it, but that's what I'm calling it. Worked out with them for that. The other thing I learned is that the cartels have gotten so good at their counterfeit pills that they're now mass producing, at especially counterfeit Adderall and Xanax, two of the most commonly prescribed medicines that there are, that the most DEA have had to get so much training, they can spot the fake pill, but even pharmacists cannot.
Really?
And they've got fentanyl in them, the fakes. And the kids, young people, because that's who, normally takes this type of medicine, are starting to die at an alarming rate. Yeah.
So people are being killed.
Yes,
So why isn't somebody being arrested for murder?
I agree. And
why have we not declared war on cartel? We've declared war on the Houthis.
yeah,
We've declared war on all terrorists.
I agree.
And is the cartel anything different than? We went to Yemen. We went into Jordan. We went into Syria.
Yes.
We've attacked people. We've killed people. A lot of people.
Well, two questions were
Since
posed.
last Friday and Saturday.
I sat in a DEA Power Hour meeting on Thursday, and someone from actually, I learned a third thing, but I'll get to that in a minute that I did not know. But a question was posed to DEA: was there any chance that fentanyl will be declared a because
It already is.
Yeah. And they said it would require approval, and then it was stated they didn't think they would get it.
Well, Dr. Murphy, we're talking with you.
Yeah. So I think that was the first question posed. The second thing was an interesting thing I did not know. Learned something new. So a lot of states have legalized marijuana.
Yes. But the federal government has not.
No, but the other thing is the whole premise behind the legalization of marijuana was to set up dispensaries where people can and it's taxed. The dispensaries are taxed. So you buy your marijuana, you pay a tax. Well, and some states couldn't understand why they're still having a problem with like illegal marijuana grows. And so what's happening in Maine, it got brought up, especially from someone from Maine. Now, this is cold, 1,000,000 feet of snow every year, Maine.
Yep.
So what the cartels are doing, you're going to love this. They're buying up all the foreclosed houses
In Maine.
in Maine, and they are growing.
Grow stations.
Yes. And the reason for that is if you're buying from your dealer, you're not paying the tax. It's so
Correct.
this whole let's legalize it to run dispensaries is not working out the way a lot of these states thought it would. And they've got and they're just moving into neighborhoods. And this particular lady, I don't know what town she said she was from in Maine. They have bought up about 80% of all the foreclosed houses in that town, wherever this town is. And they're concerned about the traffic because they're selling out of the grow houses as well. Some of it they're packaging shipping it wherever out of state. But some they're selling it. It's causing, these are in neighborhoods. So you got kids playing, whatever, and you've got drug dealers and traffickers or whatever coming in. So that didn't work out the way they thought it would.
Wow.
Didn't think about that too. That's first I'd heard about this.
Yeah, I'd had neither.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
usually clued in on some of this stuff.
Yeah, that too. I think I've been so focused on fentanyl and stuff
Yes.
because it's such a problem here in Onslow County that I didn't even think about that. So, and I spoke to our biggest problem. One of our biggest for kids is the vaping here. It's so out of control.
Why is vaping a problem? Explain to me. But
The kids, well, part of it I blame social media, TikTok, that kind of thing. But some of these kids in Congressman Murphy's office and staff and himself, they're very aware this is a problem because the schools are just screaming about it. You've got middle school kids literally running criminal enterprises out of the bathrooms. They're selling these vapes.
okay, so what is a vape for those of us who do not know?
It's a dispenser that is was originally targeted as an alternative to helping people quit smoking, but it has far surpassed
Yeah, I
that.
know. I see vape houses
And
everywhere.
you got vape shops on every corner. And you've got it's a cartridge. It's got chemicals in it, mostly the water vapor type, but they're loaded with them, and they're
What kind of
flavored.
chemicals?
All kinds of stuff. Right? If you want me to pull up the ingredients, it's a lot. Dangerous stuff. It's deadly. Let me just say that deadly stuff, and it's attacking young people's lungs at a very alarming rate. But these vapes are full of nicotine, so they're addicted very quickly.
Mm.
And they're selling the flavored vapes. because kids are attracted, and you can get just about any flavor you want, any flavor at a vape shop. And I had spoke to Congressman Murphy about, he's like, well, what do you think? How would we tackle the problem? I said, well, the first thing I think should happen is Congress should, and this would take a Congress, he said he didn't think he'd get approval for it, but ban flavored vapes, just like they banned flavored cigarettes. The FDA banned it. They took the flavored cigarettes away. But to ban the flavored vapes, I think would make a huge difference. But he said that would be a very uphill battle because it's such big money. They've got powerful lobbies. It's very sad. Meanwhile, these kids are, and I have
435 members of Congress, a majority of them are on the take, is what you're saying?
That's what there's something.
I mean, just put it simply.
To put it simply, this is a health crisis, a major one.
435 members of Congress, so 225 or so could make a difference.
And he said the FDA and vapes, in my opinion, should also be regulated by the FDA, kind of like tobacco became, because they're not, and they're not state regulated either. Tobacco in North Carolina is not state regulated per se. The shops, so the ABC stores, for example, have to be registered under the ABC Commission in Raleigh.
And they're regulated.
Yes,
totally.
very regulated by North Carolina. Well, tobacco and vape shops are not in North Carolina. There's no regulatory commission.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a state senator and we've got 3 North Carolina House members from Onslow County. Y'all need to get off the pot.
I agree. That's where we've got a lot of work cut out for us.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, a lot of interesting news coming out of your meeting. A lot we can talk about. We're going to have some guests on.
And yes, the DEA is going to try to work with me Wednesday to try to set something up for next week, even if they can do by phone, but they can answer a lot of questions that we may have. And if I can get one in here in person, it'll be even better because people will be able to call in. Yeah. I'm working on it.
I know a couple of retired DEA guys in the area. I may reach out to them as well
Yeah.
and get them in here. Well, I've been wanting to do that anyway.
Yeah. Because it's just such a problem. And it's a bigger problem than people realize. And the only other thing that came out is our suicide rate has increased too. And that's a whole nother issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming up later today, 8:30 this morning, we've got the mayor, His Honor, John Davis,
Yes.
out of Swansboro.
He's coming in to talk about his candidacy for Onslow County Commissioner.
There's a lot of stuff being talked about two races this year. Board of Education,
Yes.
Board of County Commissioners.
Yep.
And there is a whole lot of mess coming out.
Well, I have to say something about the county commissioner race. I want to thank the hate group. I just want to issue a thanks to them that are targeting Robin. Yes. They have done a wonderful thing for this campaign. I'm very happy about that. So if any of them are listening, I know some are, thank you. So their anti-Robin Knapp campaign they've been running has resulted in numerous messages, stops in grocery stores and wherever. 2 people actually went to Robin's job to tell him they have seen him. And so now as a result of that, they're actually voting for him. So I really please keep it up. Come on, keep it up because you are giving him so much publicity. This is better than anything I could have ever done. And it's not costing me a dime. I'm all about it. So keep it up. We love it. Thank you.
Speaking of such, there is a county commissioners meeting this morning at 11 a.m.
What are they going to discuss?
A lot of the usual. They have some rezoning projects. We had someone actually message us on the radio Facebook page about a tract of land at Sandridge Road that was up for commercial rezoning.
That's down at Hubert.
Yes, and
Sandridge?
there has been a big petition taken up, and so
What is somebody planning to build there?
I don't know the details, but it was a tract of land that wanted to be rezoned commercial. And personally, my opinion is Sandridge Road is crazy.
It
enough.
is.
It does not need commercial.
No.
How big of a piece of land?
On that road, there's hardly nothing left.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I know it. I have to go back in and see if I can figure it out. But I know it was also on the agenda for this morning. and it's quite a big tract of land.
I'm trying to figure
That
out
area right now, Sand Ridge Road has already got some small stores on it, and that traffic is just horrible on that road.
Yeah,
It is.
neighborhood
So, we'll
7-Eleven
see.
type stores or
Yeah.
whatever, convenience
Yeah.
stores. I understand.
Right.
Yeah. But not something big commercial.
Wow.
That road is busy.
Is it a
dangerous.
manufacturing type thing?
It did not spec. It did not it did
I
not
would
say.
want-
It just said commercial
I
zone.
want to know.
I
What's
would
up?
want to know too.
Well,
Yeah.
we did pass the information on to some of the commissioners and let them know that these people, they had go change. What is that? Change.org page?
Change.org. Okay.
Page, and they had already gathered quite a few
Huh.
signatures, and they were looking for like 350. So we did pass that information on to some of the commissioners, let them know that we had received it in
Mhm.
case they didn't know. So
All right.
good
very
luck with the Sand Ridge residents
Oh,
this
man.
morning.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a break and do some weather. And there was a tragic situation last week, end of the week.
Yes, it was.
For an individual here, and a pedestrian was killed right there on Western Boulevard. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME, and we'll be right back.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party.
Okay, first turn the music off. Then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Feeling trapped with that old phone? Don't. Getting a new phone is easy. Come into Verizon and get one of our best phones on us with Select Trade-in on Unlimited Ultimate Plan and get a plan that helps you save by only paying for what you need. Act now and get a brand new phone at your Verizon store today. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate Plan required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trading conditions apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is John Davis, Mayor of Swansboro, also candidate for County Commissioner here in Onslow County. And I would ask for your vote. Just want to say thank you out to my Swansboro staff and what they are doing to make our town be as beautiful as it is. As I like to say, that we are the diamond in the ring for Onslow County. Shout out to my staff and the hard work that y'all do in Swansboro. And certainly to my Dairy Queen, invite all of you that come through Swansboro to stop at the Dairy Queen and visit with us. And my staff there will love on you and take care of you and hopefully get you some really delicious ice cream, or if you're also hungry for lunch or dinner, we do have some really good hamburgers and chicken tenders, so you can enjoy those as well.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
If you're new to boating, new to the area, or new to saltwater fishing, you need to stop in at Tideline Marine, the area's best of the best places to buy a boat. At least that was an award where a majority of Jacksonville Daily News readers voted as the best marina in the area. Right now, before the summer boating season gets into full swing, why not check out the boats that Tideline has in stock right now? From the luxurious line of Aloha pontoon boats to Lund fishing boats and several center console offshore and nearshore aqua sports, all are waiting for you. If you haven't been to Tideline in the last few years, come on down and take a look-see around the ship store. You'll be surprised at the changes. If your worn-out outboard is making boating a challenge, oh my, I know how that works. Tideline has a full line of Mercury motors and will gladly get you in the right direction so your days on the water will be carefree. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. High pressure will remain centered northwest of the area through midweek as low pressure passes well south of the area today and tomorrow, bringing the potential for gales to waters south of Oregon Inlet. That means us. The high builds overhead late in the week. Gale warning is in effect from this afternoon through late tomorrow night. Today, offshore, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 35, seas 5 to 8 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers rough. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, 25 to 30 with gusts up to 40 knot winds. That's tropical storm force winds. You understand that, right? Nice. Wow. Seas are 6 to 9 feet, except 3 to 5 near shore. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers very rough. Wednesday, northerly winds 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Gust up to 30 knots in the morning. Seas 5 to 8 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 58, but gusty with gusts as high as 22 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 35 and 28 mile an hour gusts. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 54, 26 mile an hour gusts.
Wow.
Tomorrow night, clear, low of 31. Of course, it would be. Gusts 23 miles an hour. And on Wednesday, sunny, high of 53 with 23 mile an hour gusts. And according to this, the gusts seem to die down after Wednesday.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Saturday looks amazing.
Oh, good.
Everything holds. It's going to even be warm.
It can change.
I know. That's why I didn't want.
Here's a reminder. Swansboro Chamber of Commerce is having a candidate forum tonight. They have the NC House 14 candidates square off at 6 p.m., followed by the 9 candidates vying for one of the 4 seats on the Onslow County Board of Education.
That'll take 12 hours.
Yes, and then Wednesday, February 7th, the 10 candidates for Onslow County Board of Commissioners will go at it 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30.
Yeah, go on down. Refreshments? No. Get some food before you go.
Please have a food truck out there.
Oh, that'd be good.
If I was one of the food truck vendors, I would be out there.
Maybe one of the margarita trucks would be nice.
No, for the candidates or for the people?
No, for us.
No, okay.
We're going to need it.
Tragic situation last Thursday. A 67-year-old man was struck and killed on Western Boulevard. Information about the wreck was not released until his relatives were notified. The victim is Craig Vincent Overington of Jacksonville. He was hit while crossing the highway, Western Boulevard, after 6:30 in the evening. Police say he was wearing dark clothing. No charges were filed against the driver of the pickup truck, identified as 25-year-old Antoine Lamont Hilton Jr., also of Jacksonville. Police are warning pedestrians do not wear dark clothing if you're at nighttime. Wear light clothing. White is great. Orange, a bright reflective orange is even better. And carry a flashlight if you're walking anywhere at nighttime. They encourage drivers to be on the lookout for pedestrians walking along any road, especially those trying to cross multi-lane highways like Western Boulevard. Western Boulevard is a freeway.
It is, and I think this does highlight our need for better crosswalks on Western. I see people walking on it all the time.
This is not the first person to get hit there.
No, I mean, this ought to say, I mean, we need to do something.
Yeah, there's no button you can push to stop all
Correct.
traffic in all directions on Western. Not that I know
Need a
of.
crosswalk.
There needs to be a crosswalk. And if nothing else, put a danged overpass.
That's what I say. I'm
Walkover,
all about a
crossover.
walkover. I'm all for it.
There's, we do it at other locations. It's been
I
not
think it's
here, I don't
great.
think, but it's
We've
been
had
done
that
in a lot of
one
places.
on 24, that bike one. So yeah, that goes onto
Well,
the base.
you
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah.
You
can
know,
make them fairly cute. If you worry about how they look. I mean, I could care less how they look, but they make them cute. I've seen cute ones. Cute overpass walks. Yeah. Rafer's giving me a look for those that can't see.
Cute overpass.
They are. I've seen some in other, not around here, but in other cities.
how would you describe cute when you're discussing an overpass?
Okay.
A
For
walkover?
example, people complained about the bike overpass we did on 24. They think it was ugly. People say it was
Who
eyesore.
cares?
That's what I say. I don't care how they look. But I've seen some.
I've never seen a road that looked cute.
Well, I've
Let's just
seen
put it that way.
what I would call cute overpasses where they look very nicely done. Maybe that's what I would say. But they were cute. So they're not eyesores.
Would you plant some flowers along the edges of it or something?
Believe it or not, I've actually seen that. So yeah, but I would not. This is way too much work. You got to maintain that, but unless you get fake ones. But no, just you can make it differently than what they put on 24.
Fake can be okay.
Yeah, yeah. So just make it cute. Isn't that a DOT thing? Wouldn't DOT have to do that? With the city? I don't know how this works.
Western is a state highway,
That's what I thought. Okay.
I think.
Oh Lord, well, if you wait for DOT to get
Yeah,
done,
it's
it'll never
Highway
get done.
53, remember?
Yes, it is Highway
It
53.
still gets me like
It does.
that
I don't
report
do
that came
that.
out with
Yeah.
the pedestrian. It said it was on Highway 53.
And I said, where?
And I'm
What?
like, what?
I thought that was the Burgaw Highway.
Yeah.
That is,
Same.
it will be, it will connect maybe in this lifetime. I don't know. It's weird though. It's weird to see the Highway 53 signs on Western.
It's weird to see multiple signs. You got NC 24,
Yes.
53, 258, yada, 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 all of the same hot road. It gets my GPS all upset.
Yes.
They're not able to deal with it. That poor little girl. If you followed any news over the weekend, you probably are aware that the U.S. forces conducted 85 raids on Houthi targets in Syria and Iraq last Friday. The U.S. and British planes hit another 26 targets in Yemen on Saturday. Yesterday, Jake Sullivan, President Joe Biden's national security advisor, made the rounds on several TV weekend news shows and warned terrorists that the United States would continue with more raids if those terrorists continued targeting commercial ships and warships and U.S. bases throughout the region. Okay, what's scary for me is that we might decide to attack enemy sites in Iran. That will put us in a war with another country, not just with militants who strike at our military units. No doubt that is what Russia, North Korea, and even Iran would like to see. You can bet that any attack on Iran by the United States will unite those three countries, three very dangerous entities, and bring an all-out war to the region. Is that what we want?
No.
We don't want it. But how long will we sit back and watch Iran-sponsored terrorists attack us? How long is that going to be?
It's, I have no answers for it, Rafer. Not.
Can we afford not to dismantle them?
Once again, no. We can't afford not to.
But if we do, Are we prepared for a war, another world war?
There is a chance we go into
No,
a full-fledged
it
war.
will happen.
And when we do, we're going to look at loss
Because
of life.
even if we totally destroy Iran, we got North Korea
Mhm.
and we got Russia to deal with.
Yes, we do.
Russia right now, the only, I don't know if saving grace would be the right word.
Is that they're dealing with
They're
Ukraine?
dealing with the Ukraine. So their attention is elsewhere. They're not
No,
fully devoted
Not
to
really, because they got their butts whipped.
Oh, they did. They got
And
embarrassed.
They're
Yeah.
now looking, they will say, okay, we can regain some of our strength. We can become the bear again if we join with other countries, because nobody has joined Russia in fighting Ukraine.
Well, I agree. No one has. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, which is interesting in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, why would they?
And they got embarrassed by little old Ukraine.
Yeah, they'd have.
Which I think is awesome. But
Yeah, because the citizens took up arms.
hmm
They fought back.
yeah. Yeah. I think it's great.
It is great. Now, but if Russia says, oh, we got to regain our manhood
hmm
and we will join Iran
Well, do you think they
and
would,
North Korea and kicking the United States' butt,
but would they pull out of Ukraine to do that? Okay.
that would be the way they could get out.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. True. I could see that happening.
That's what I mean. If I was in Putin's shoes, that's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah. Well, I
So
don't,
let's.
yeah, I hear you, but he doesn't think.
He thinks
Rationally.
that's not rational.
No, I know.
But
True.
that's
Yeah.
the way he would be thinking. I would think that's the way he would be thinking. If I was in his shoes, that's pretty much what I would be doing.
hmm
Let's get out of Ukraine, strategically get out of Ukraine. And we can do that by taking on the United States of America, along with Iran and North Korea and whoever, China likely would join in.
Well, China just wants to join anybody to get. They want a fray. They
Yeah.
want to just jump into a fray somewhere. So
And of course, we're dealing with China right now and Taiwan because China's going to walk in and take over, reconnect with Taiwan.
I agree with that.
You wait and see.
Yeah, I do.
And
I
then,
agree with
and
that.
then we're going to be supporting Taiwan,
hmm
like we're supporting Ukraine, not with people, but with money.
Well, speaking of China, that you just triggered a thought. They brought up last week at the conference that there was a the White House, this drug policy guy. I can't even remember what his name was. Spoke to the big room I was in, and he was saying that just this very moment, we have a delegate. President Biden has sent a delegation to China to talk about fentanyl, and I laughed. I literally laughed, and the person next to me gave me a look, but it was funny.
I hope you laughed out loud.
I did. That's what I'm saying. The person next to me shot me a look, but I couldn't help. Rafe, I literally could not help myself. Like, what a joke. What are they going to do?
I think the best thing that the United States could do would be to tax fentanyl. Tax them out of business like we do everything else.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard because remember, technically, even in North Carolina, drug dealers are supposed to obtain a little license,
I know
and
that
they don't.
it's a federal thing.
Yeah.
They're supposed. Has anybody ever been prosecuted for it?
No. Has anybody ever paid it? Absolutely. I'm sure they have not.
If you go down to pay it,
Yeah.
then you're admitting that you're a drug dealer.
Correct. I mean, what
So
logic
that's-
is this? Yeah, I agree.
It was a waste of time and money, and nobody has.
Agree.
This has not been enforced.
Agreed.
If you enforce it,
hmm
you can run them out of business.
I agree with that statement too.
So therefore, you've got to figure out that somebody is on the take.
Yeah. And I think it also goes to weak laws. Weak laws.
Well, the
How many
laws,
times is a person going to be arrested for trafficking before something is done?
the laws are there. The laws are fine. The problem is
The
enforcement.
sentencing guidelines need to be changed.
Enforcement at some level
Yeah.
is lacking.
That's what I'm saying.
We've
yeah.
got more gun laws, even in North Carolina,
Mhm.
than are ever enforced.
True that too.
In Chicago, they got more gun laws than we got.
hmm
And guess what? A guy that sells 42 guns pleads guilty to a misdemeanor possession of one.
That's what I'm saying.
Misdemeanor possession of one. He could have gone to prison forever.
Yeah. Well, that's my point I'm making.
But their structure up in Chicago, he had trafficked 42 guns.
Mhm.
And he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor
And why
possession
did they
of one.
knock it
And
down
he
to a
was
misdemeanor?
and he was underage.
Of course he was.
Didn't want to ruin his life. Who cares?
Well,
It's
I just can't. Do you remember? And I just saw this
somebody's on the
over
take.
here.
I'm telling you right now.
I think
Somebody's
it's
on the take.
that or lobbyists. Do you remember that New York professor who got fired last year from that university because she was caught on camera? She was pro-Palestinian, and she got caught on camera. The reporter went to her apartment and she held that machetes to his neck.
Yeah.
So then she got ordered to anger management. She had to complete like a year of anger management or whatever. Well, she got fired again last week or in January from her job at Cooper Union in Manhattan. It's another college because she started ranting and raving about, once again, anti-Israel stuff and go to people's offices.
So she's been
and
fired again.
they fired her again. She's mad as heck again with this.
Why did they even hire
That's
her?
what someone. There's 2,000 comments on this article.
You should have known
That
better.
just came out yesterday, and they're asking why did they ever hire her?
Because they're idiots.
Yeah, and I mean she's very anti-police. She's anti-Israel. She's just. I mean she's going to keep on, and no university is going to hire her, which I don't blame them one bit.
No, good.
Yeah,
They should not.
yeah, because she incites.
I wouldn't want her flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Well, she was complaining about people that wait tables too.
Why not?
And somebody in the comments said she's about to learn real quick what that's about because, I mean, she can't find a job. But she's mad. She's saying it's fascism there.
Poor baby.
Yep.
So many people.
I'm telling you.
All right, our
So
number,
many.
y'all want to chat? Now's your time. 910-333-0139. I dare you. 910-333-0139. You're live in local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. And you were just playing some video
I
from
think it's awesome.
Volusia County, Florida,
Yes.
where a guy was he was attacked.
By a crowd of people intervened because he was beating his dog with a chain.
Oh my Lord.
And they filmed it. The whole thing is on film. And so they beat him. The dog ran off.
They beat him down, then they called the police.
Beat him down. He's bleeding from the head. Yeah, and he's like trying to get them arrested, and he got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
The police arrested his little butt, and people put the dog in a car.
They rescued the dog.
Yeah, it appears to be rescued. Yes,
And I'm sure that he will not get that dog back.
oh, I wouldn't tell him where it was. I would be like, I don't know where the dog went.
Yep.
Couldn't tell you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Poor dog. Oh, it's Lulu. I didn't know who it was.
We have a caller.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope y'all doing well.
Hanging in here. What up?
Yeah. Oh, not a whole lot. I just want to call and say, hey, this morning, Kelly, how was your trip? Everything go good for you?
It was fair. Yeah. So, it's DC. So, you know how that goes. Yeah.
The land of the lost.
Oh, yes. Very definitely. Yeah. I'm glad to be back.
We spoke on a topic last week, but I wanted to hear your opinion on it, of what you think about the Republicans wanting to shoot down the border bill before it comes out in order to keep Trump. I mean, to make Trump look good and make Biden look bad.
Some Republicans want to do that, yes.
I don't think I don't know what the border bill says. So I do some research, but if it involves closing our border, then I don't know why any Republican would want to shoot it down. But I don't know. Let me look it up and I'll tell you.
The only thing that
it isn't out. It isn't out yet, so nobody actually knows what it says.
Oh, yes, it does. It is. They put it out yesterday.
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yesterday. Okay, I was going to say it's supposed to come out Friday, and it didn't come out. So
I saw it yesterday, and I think some of the problems is it also is attached to including additional monies for Ukraine and other places.
Yes.
And I think that's some of the arguments they're using.
Well, they're saying right now that the package has emerged as top Republicans deem it's worse than expected. So, what?
Oh, yeah. I see it right here. Yeah. Supplemental spending that includes billions in foreign assistance to Ukraine and Israel. Now, what I have to say about that is I hate it why can't you just make a bill for this?
Yes.
But, I mean, seriously. But
that's what all bills have.
And until we can fix a lot of the problems we have here with, lack of medications, homelessness, our mental health problems, I don't think we should be sending millions or billions or whatever trillions or whatever word. I don't even know how much a trillion is. You know what I mean? But to other countries until we can solve our own issues. Then we'll worry about everybody else. Just my opinion. Yeah.
I was going to say, you kind of dove head first into the point that I was going to try and make is that I don't really believe they're trying to tank this bill because of border security.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to tank the support for Ukraine.
Pretty much. Yeah. And Israel.
And well, honestly, Mike Johnson came out yesterday and said that he's going to try and bring a standalone bill to support Israel to the floor. But he didn't say nothing about Ukraine.
Right.
And honestly, it's too shiny of an object for them to come out and say that they're just trying to tank the bill to make Biden look bad. I don't believe that. I believe it's more surrounding that funding for Ukraine. And
I do too.
Just like when Trump held up the funding for Ukraine when he got impeached, we're coming close to the end of the fiscal year. If they don't get that passed here in the next month or so, they can't physically get that money there. When Trump did it, we had to pass special legislation in order to get that money to them.
Right now, we don't even have a budget. You understand that, right?
Oh yeah, I fully understand. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they ain't doing they're supposed to do. But I tell you, man, with these shady politicians, you got to watch what the other hand's doing all the time. But,
well, that brings up another issue, and this got brought up while we were in DC. One of someone I know I had not heard about this because I didn't watch any news while I was there. So did y'all talk about last week the migrants in New York that beat the two police officers in Times Square? Okay.
Yes, we did.
And because
there were four of them.
There was four of them, and they were talking about how they were up there talking about how they weren't arrested. Nothing, was really done to them.
Well, one of them was arrested and then he was released without bond.
Right.
And then he started flipping off the reporters
Yes.
and everybody else around
Yes.
on his way out.
And,
And they're not from Mexico. They're from Venezuela.
Yes. And one of the people that we're talking about it actually immigrated here legally from El Salvador many years ago. And they brought up a good point. They said, why weren't they immediately just deported? I mean, maybe they're going to come back, but still just immediately grab your bag and you're out.
They'd arrested some woman I think 2 weeks ago, and I forgot what the charge was, but she had been deported 8 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with our system, Steve? Help me.
I agree.
We know there's things that's wrong with it, and we got a group of people that want to try and do something, and a group of people that don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure that the bill is not going to fix everything.
Nope.
And there'll probably be some bad things in it that we'll figure out as we go. That's the way most bills work.
Oh, well.
But I don't think they're going. The Republicans are going to try their best to tank it, and it don't make no sense why.
Yeah.
At all. They could have easily spun it into the Trump put pressure on the Republicans and the Republican pressure on the Democrats, and that's how the bill got done. They ain't trying to spin it in their favor. There's something else afoot.
Yeah, there's something wrong. Something rotten in Denmark, as they say.
Right. It don't add what they're saying up on the face of it. It don't add up. It don't make sense.
No,
and
I
if
agree.
it don't make sense, there's something else going on.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, hopefully this week we're going to have our senator on, one of them, and I haven't got an exact day yet, but hopefully Senator Tillis will be able to answer a few questions.
He's come out strongly against it too. I'm
I know.
pleased with his responsibility.
Right.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out.
And there is a lot of money in this bill for Ukraine.
Yeah.
60 million, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was it million or billion?
7,158,000 in receipt.
And I would
Go ahead.
I would agree with Kelly that we got things we need to fix here before we try and fix other people's problems.
Yeah. Right.
But the only issue with that, we've been supporting Ukraine for a decade.
Yes.
To stop now would be inhumane and unethical.
Okay, well, they don't need 60 billion. And that's what it is. I'm reading here 60 billion. No.
Right, but most of that is going to be old equipment that we send to them. We send them some new systems, but a lot of it is old equipment that we send them, and then that $60 million is spent here in the United States buying new equipment.
Right.
So if we don't physically send them the money gets spent here buying new equipment to replace the old that we send them.
But
in most cases,
and I
the Patriot
understand.
missile systems, that's a little different,
But at what point does somebody up in Congress say, you know what? We have a homeless problem. We have a mental health crisis because we don't have enough mental health providers and facilities
And
to
we
put
have a
people.
drug problem.
We have a huge drug problem.
It's been
once
that way
again.
for years. We
What-
still send money.
Where's the talk of that?
there's a new issue that has risen in the last couple of weeks where you've got Republicans that do not want to fix these problems. They have shown their hand that they do not want to fix this problem. And I'm sure there's Democrats that don't want to fix problems either, that they like being able to complain about everything. But we got to get back to the serious politicians who actually try and get stuff done.
Yeah, then why are they there? If they're not here to actually help our country. That's
It's an election year for
It all
every.
comes back to the voter.
Yes,
It
sir.
all comes back to the voter. What is wrong with the people in Georgia that they Marjorie Taylor Greene makes a good representative?
I don't know whether she does or not, but
she puts entertaining stuff on her hallway boards.
yeah, we've got people in every congressman, congresswoman, every congressperson is up for election this year. The vast majority of them, almost all of them, will be reelected. Do you understand that? That are running for reelection. That's the way it is. Until we, the people, stand up and say, enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's going to continue to be.
I would agree 100%. When we stand up and we complain about all these politicians, it's like complaining about your employees. If you don't like them, fire them and get some new ones.
Yeah, it's what I've done.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've done that.
I agree.
Yeah, but like I say, they're not wanting to solve the problem, and they're showing their hand to that. There's a lot of things that we could do to solve or to help a lot of these problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the biggest thing right now on the southern border is that catch. And I watched a little bit about the Mayorkas trial, and they do have a mathematical problem. If you don't have the funds and the resources to be able to deal with this problem, what do you do?
Put barbed wire up.
You know, if you don't have a jail to put them in, what do you do? If you don't have the money to deport them, Well, you do.
You put them
Congress
back.
ain't wanting to give them a dime more.
Sit 'em. New York City is going to give $53 million in gift cards to illegals in the
I'm
city.
going to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, liberals are going to be liberal,
Yeah.
right?
I'm like,
I mean, the
really?
sky's blue and water's wet. You know, sky's blue and water's wet. Liberals are going to be
Sure.
liberal. That just should be expected. But you know, like I
52
say,
million. Phew.
until we purge these people who are not taking the problem seriously or sitting there, you know, clutching their pearls, but then when it comes time to do the work, they don't want to do the work. We're always going to be in this problem.
See ya, wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Bottom
Hey,
line.
one last thing. What do you think about the conflict between the Texas and the Border Patrol?
Good grief.
I
Well,
mean, Rayford, you've been in law enforcement. Who has seniority in that situation? State
Well-
officials or federal officials?
well, that is really a screwed up mess. That's all I can tell you right now. First of all, Border Patrol and the National Guard. The National Guard's under control of the state. Biden's group wants to take over the Texas National Guard. That's not going to happen. And then the National
think that
Guard
would-
and then the Border Patrol, they're following orders from headquarters, and they're supposed to go in to take the barbed wire down that Texas put up. But Texas says you can't come in here and do that. It is a wow.
Well, here's my issue real quick with that. Number one, the Constitution says that the federal government has control over the borders.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the Constitution. And then number two, the Supreme Court ruled that they needed to take the barbed wire down. And the governor of Texas is ignoring the Supreme Court.
Yep.
Now, at the end of the day, we're a nation of laws, and we can't have governors that just ignore the Constitution and ignore the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what he should do is go to Washington and sit down and try and work this out. And that's the way it's supposed to work. And it might not accomplish anything.
But at the same
That's
time,
the way the system's supposed to work.
But at the same time, the governor of the great state of Texas has a right to protect its citizens.
But they do have a right to protect their citizens, but the Constitution says they do not have a right to supersede Border Patrol.
I don't know that it says. I don't know that it says that. There was no Border Patrol when there was no Border Patrol. There was no Border Patrol when the Constitution was drafted. You understand that, right?
I get that. But Border Patrol is representative of the federal government, and the Constitution does say the federal government has control over our.
No, it says it has the responsibility to protect our borders. Doesn't say it has control over. It says it has a responsibility to protect our to protect the citizens.
Well, we're not doing that now. Then
They're not the
You're saying. Are you saying that states should be able to just ignore the Supreme Court? And
No, I am
ignore the
not.
federal government?
I did not say that. I'm just telling you what the Constitution says.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but that's kind of the path it seemed like we were starting to go down a little bit. You know,
no, I'm just,
I understand you're.
I'm just telling you what the facts
something
are.
needs to be done. Right.
It's got to be
Something needs
done.
to be done, but we got to follow our laws at the same time.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
If the Supreme Court has made that ruling, and they have, then the state of Texas is going to be defying the supreme law of the land, and that's not right. But by the
That's my
same
point. I
token,
ain't saying that they're not. I'm not saying they're not right and that they don't have a point. But at the end of the day, you got to follow the laws we have.
and the Texas is going to say you are not protecting our borders. You have not secured our border, which is what the Constitution says.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of subjective. You know, when you're sitting there and you've got one agent and another agent, and you're trying to figure out who has the authority.
Yep.
You know, that determination has to be made, and it has been made.
It has been. It has been.
And my last point is: did you see where DeSantis wants to send National Guard from Florida to help Texas?
That's not the only state that's wanted to do that.
Not
South
the only
Dakota
one,
has
but
too.
that one, he's the most boisterous and made the most noise.
Nikki Noem has done the same thing. So anyway,
That I totally disagree with. You know, it has nothing to do with that state. You know, so I don't have any justification for getting involved in it.
all right, we got a break coming up.
Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for so much.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. The Senate releasing the text of a bipartisan border bill that would shut the border after a certain number of daily migrant encounters, provide money for more border wall, deport criminal aliens after they cross the border, and increase Border Patrol recruitment. But
House Speaker Mike Johnson says, I've seen enough. This bill is even worse than we expected.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Johnson says the bill is dead on arrival in the House. Taylor Swift wins the Grammy Award for Album of the Year.
I would love to tell you that this is the best moment of my life, but I feel this happy when I finish a song.
Sound courtesy of the Recording Academy and CBS. Millions of people waking up to the risk of life-threatening floods this morning. There's a massive storm threatening to drop 6 months worth of rain in Southern California between today and tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
All right, live and local Real Talk, and we are back here in the second hour of the show today. Whew. Interesting points that Steve always makes.
Yes.
And, you know, I agree with probably 90% of his views.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a problem at the southern border.
Yes.
I do not know of a bigger problem in this day than our southern border. We've got 112,000 people murdered last year by fentanyl overdoses. Fentanyl, 99.9% of it, according to DEA, comes across the southern border.
Correct.
And that comes originally from China.
Correct.
The cartel gets involved.
Yep.
And they produce it. They produce pills that look like anything else.
Yep.
And they're pretty good at doing that.
And
They
they're putting
stamp
it in
out.
cocaine. They're putting it in marijuana.
Yes, they
they're
are.
putting it in everything.
And there's no control over the amount that they put in.
No.
They are not that smart. They don't care.
No, they don't care. It's
They-
about money.
If 112,000 Americans die, it's good for them.
Yeah. Agreed.
You got whatever.
Yeah.
So, because that keeps the rest of America trying to work on a problem instead of working on the origin.
Yeah.
I keep counselors in business right?
Sometimes, but the person also has to want to go to treatment. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at it this way. We got counselors, we got local cops, we got everybody else trying to work on a problem at this end, not at the source of the problem.
Correct.
The source of the problem is China, of course, but Mexico, I've said it before, we need to cut off Mexico from any support that we give them.
I agree.
Period. Bottom line. They are not doing anything to curb the cartels. The cartels are involved in the trafficking of pretty much any drug that comes across the border.
I agree with that.
And 112,000 Americans died last year, or the most recent year, whatever it was.
Yep.
Well, I'm on page 67 of the 370-page bill and just getting to Border Patrol, Border Protection.
They just want to hire some more border cops,
I think
right?
it should be right amongst the first pages.
You would think.
It's us. No, 67, page 67. $6 billion to remain available until September 30th, 2026. And this is relating to migration surges along the southwest border, counter fentanyl activities, necessary expenses at all ports of entry, reimbursement to the DOD, blah, 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 and it goes on and on.
Again,
and overtime cost for Border Patrol
could take
agents.
that same amount of money and the federal government could buy 2 miles along the entire southern border and make it a military live fire operation.
Yeah.
Let them go in there and practice around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And therefore, you could have National Guard units who have to train every year anyway, have them all coming in to participate in live fire training.
Okay.
Day and night.
But they have a lot more money here budgeted in this bill for the Border Patrol, $758 million to remain available until September 2026. And this is for technology and acquisitions. And
Forget
blah,
about
blah.
technology.
Yeah.
We've got all the technology that we need to stop it right now. It's just kind of like over here. What is it? Browns Island, that is owned by the military.
Oh yeah.
You can't go over there and
No.
trespass.
No.
You cannot trespass on any military installation. And therefore, if there is a military installation the entire length of our southern border, it's illegal to trespass on it.
Yeah.
You can be arrested by the military.
That's true.
Forget Border Patrol. Forget any other federal units, just to let the local military do it. Arrest them. And what do you do with them?
Yeah.
There are not enough jails for them. You send them back across the border.
There's a lot of money in this thing. $3 billion, almost $4 billion to remain available. And that's for the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services operations and support. So it goes into it. I have to sit down and really read. This is a lot of pages in this bill.
I started reading it last night, and I said, "No,
Right.
This is typical political rhetoric. Bravo, Sierra."
And within a bill like this too, you're going to find things that really have nothing to do with anything that are going to be thrown in here too.
Yes,
So,
there's a lot of pork barrel crap in there, always.
sure. Always is. That's the way you get people to vote for it. But
Yep.
there's a lot of stuff in here. Wow, it's pretty.
How much money is in there for the great state of California or for New York City? You haven't gotten that far, have
I
you?
haven't gotten that far. Nope. This is like a weekend read. It's a lot
It's
of
at
stuff
least
in there.
a weekend.
Yes.
I can't read 300 pages in a weekend.
No.
I probably
Well,
could
I
if it was
could.
an interesting
With something
story.
interesting, yeah.
Last
I read
weekend, I
books.
read 2 books over the weekend.
Yeah. I could do that if it was. I don't know that I could read that.
No,
read
you
like,
go to sleep.
like stereo instructions. Yeah.
No, I definitely have to have a bottle of Advil or something with me. Oh, man.
President Biden's team reportedly is fearing that photographs included in Special Counsel Robert Hur's imminent report on the handling of classified documents could impact his 2024 election bid. All too bad. Axios reported that Biden's aides do not expect criminal charges as a result of the investigation, but they are concerned about potentially embarrassing photos included in hers expected report that could be released as soon as this week. The images could show how Biden stored classified materials, which were discovered in late 2022 in the garage of Biden's Delaware home, as well as in a private office. The classified documents were carried over from Biden's time as former President Obama's vice president. Biden's aides told Axios that they are fearful that Trump's campaign could use the photos against the Democrat incumbent ahead of their likely 2024 rematch. You think? What else did you think was going to happen with that?
Right.
We all know that Donald did what the documents he took, did what he did with the documents that he took home after leaving the White House, documents that, despite his claims, he had no legal right to have in his house. The documents were recovered after a raid by federal agents, after he refused repeatedly to return them. In Biden's case, his lawyers, after Trump's deal, called authorities and surrendered the documents that were stored in different, completely unprotected locations, including some in the trunk of his Corvette that was inside his garage in Delaware. And Biden admitted, what do you think? They were totally secure. They were in a locked garage in my Corvette. Duh. I'm just saying, duh.
Yep.
You should have been here and read that on Friday in Dumb Crook News. Neither one of these individuals running for the top dog office in this country is qualified to be there. Neither one. The one that's there now is just in la la land. We all know it. Democrats know it. They're admitting it. But who else do they have? Nobody. At least in Trump's case, he is disqualified, can't run, or whatever. At least we do have at least one front runner behind him, Nikki Haley,
Right.
that I would have no problem supporting.
I'm just going to have to wait and see what happens after the primary.
Speaking of Trump, he was on a morning Fox News show over the weekend. He said he will not announce his choice of a VP running mate, not just yet.
I'd be foolish to do it now.
Of
You
course.
should wait till after the primary.
In answering the direct question, though, he admitted that he had chatted with South Senator Tim Scott and that Scott had been openly supporting Trump in the past couple of weeks. He also commended South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, who has publicly stated she would never run against him because, as she said, she could never win.
Well, he said the same thing about Vivek
Yeah.
Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
He went on to deny that his team had approached Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to see if the now unaffiliated candidate would join Trump's team as the vice presidential choice. Kennedy's leaked information, his team leaked information that Trump wanted Kennedy after he dropped out of the race against Joe Biden. Instead, Kennedy is running as an independent, and Trump has denied that any of that ever occurred. Now, Governor Noem, she's been banned
From?
from the Pine Ridge Reservation
Oh, yeah.
after speaking about wanting to bolster the U.S.-Mexico border by sending razor wire and security personnel to Texas, adding that cartels are infiltrating the South Dakota's reservations. Uh-oh. Tribe president, get this, this is his full name, Frank Starr Comes Out, issued a statement on social media on Friday regarding Noem's comments. Due to the safety of the people, effectively immediately, you are hereby banished from the homeland of the Oglala Sioux tribe.
Right.
He accused the governor of using the issue at the border to get former President Trump reelected while boosting her chance of becoming his choice for vice president. During a speech to a session of the legislature, Noem said the U.S. was in a time of invasion, which was coming over the southern border. She's absolutely right about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about the cartel infiltrating the Native American reservations in South Dakota, but she's absolutely right about that point.
Yes.
26 states have shown support for supporting Texas in this. No states with a Democrat governor have done that. So what are we to do in this country? Are we supposed to just sit here? This proposed bill would allow 5,000 to enter the country every day.
That's 5,000 too many.
Where are you going to put 5,000 people at the end of the day? You're
5,000.
talking 35,000 people at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Where are you
Yes.
going to put them?
I don't know. New York seems to be the best place.
Well, they're giving out free gift cards. So.
Yeah, $53 million worth of gift cards they're going to give them, credit cards.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Now, these are cards that you can add to. You know how that works?
Oh, you can add more
You
money.
need a little.
You could put
yeah,
more.
add
you
on.
could put
I don't
more
know what
money
they call it.
anytime
Yeah,
you
I know
wanted
what you're
to
saying. Yeah.
And if you think this $53 million will be the end of it, they'll spend that in a week, and then you're going to have to come up with more.
Yeah.
Where are 35,000 people going to find homes, housing, jobs?
I think Mexico City would be the perfect place for them to go. See, Mexico is dodging the bullet here.
Right. Sure.
Most of these individuals that are coming into this country are not Mexicans. You know, we understand that, right? El Salvador, Haiti, of all places, Venezuela, Honduras, Nicaragua. They're coming from other places, and Mexico is allowing them illegally to enter their country. They have to come into Mexico first. They can't just make their way into the United States unless they catch a boat.
Well, I think we should do like Canada's doing. They are closing its doors to foreign investors who want to purchase homes in
Yes,
Canada.
absolutely.
And that
should
took
be a given.
effect January 1st, and they're looking to extend it another 2 years. Because,
Yeah,
we're
that's-
talking about, I was at a meeting Saturday, and there was a lot of comment and talk on the fact that the Chinese have bought a lot
Yes.
of property, especially in this state.
Well,
Companies and property and farms.
We've got some pending possible legislation, if it ever
Mhm.
gets through, that will prevent them from being able to do that.
Yeah, it was a big deal. A meeting I was at the, Saturday. So
Well, what are we going to do about it? Not a thing. And I just want to know whose pockets are these people filling?
right. Or a lot of the biggest problem in Canada is their housing affordability,
Mhm.
and that's being affected by letting these foreigners come in and buy a property.
Yes.
So I think that they're right on spot with it.
Just stop it. Don't allow
Right.
it. What else can you ask for? It's 39 degrees in Jacksonville, kind of chilly still. We didn't get below freezing last night, and I don't think we're going to approach freezing, I think, later in the week. But I don't know. I did get a call yesterday from a friend, former county commissioner, who said, right down the road from you, there's somebody who's cut down a big old tree.
Oh,
It's hardwood. And they cut it up into small pieces.
Oh,
well, let's go get it.
You might want to ride over there. I got up, put my pants on, and I did. I went over there.
I'm glad you put your pants on.
I
Yeah.
did. I had
priority,
pajamas
yeah.
on at the time.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay.
I walked up to the door. I didn't take my trailer first.
Mhm.
I said, what are y'all going to do with all that wood out there? My husband will meet you outside. So he did. And we chatted. He said, you can come get some of it, but we got a fire pit back here, and we're having a fire pretty much every night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're doing it themselves. And he's been giving away a lot of that tree. It was a big tree.
Very nice.
And he's taken 3 big chunks of it, of the base, near the base, the trunk, and made tables out of it.
Oh, nice.
Outside tables,
outside tables.
not
Right,
sophisticated tables.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
But he put a flat piece of wood or something on top of it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he's doing something with it.
Right.
And he's given some wood to some friends who have fireplaces or wood burning stoves or whatever. But he said, you can come get some of that. So I came home, got my trailer. And I got a little bit. No, I didn't bleed him dry or anything. But it was very nice. No, I'm not going to tell you where it is.
Oh, you don't know about what's going to that guy's house?
No, I don't. He doesn't need to be swarmed with people.
Right.
So but I do appreciate that. Mr. Former Commissioner, I know you're listening, and I won't call your name because.
I bet I know who it is.
Oh, you probably do.
Yeah. No, that's great. Well, when I get the tree taken down on my property line, which my neighbor's going to help because we share the tree, I'll have plenty of wood for you.
Good. I need it.
Big tree.
This wood's going to have to cure because it's recent.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Stuff's still growing
Well,
out of it, but
what we're taking down is half dead anyway. So
well, I'll take the half living part of it.
yeah. No problem. I'll load it up in the back of my truck and be bringing it to you.
I got a trailer out there. We can load it up.
Yes,
in the trailer.
yes. Hopefully, as it starts to warm up, we'll get busy on it.
Okay. Somebody going to cut it down and they're going to chop it up.
I know they're going to cut it down. I mean, it's become a neighborhood project.
Okay, good.
You know,
Well,
the guys will be
hopefully I'll
out
have
there
my chainsaw.
flexing their muscles and falling off the ladders, but they're going to be
Hopefully I'll have my chainsaw back. I'm having
Yeah.
it serviced right now.
Oh, very good.
I got
Very
I got a
good.
20-inch one, so
I'm still got to get my lawnmower in and get it serviced. So
you better do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
Don't
daffodils. We got daffodils up there right
I
now
know
coming
it.
up.
Well, I can take care of that. I mean, it needs a good servicing, and then, and then I need to invest in some more yard equipment because that gas powered yard equipment is
Over the hill.
Over the hill, yeah, and it keeps breaking down.
Well, while
They
you're at
last a couple years, and that's it.
while you're at it, you need to go get a boat.
Yeah, I'd have to. Do they sell houseboats? Because I'd have to live in it.
You can get a houseboat. We can make arrangements for that.
I'd
no
have to
doubt.
live in it.
That's all right. No problem. Let's take a break. Weather's coming up next. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. And don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have His Honor, the mayor of Swansboro.
Yes.
Friendly city by the sea. He'll be in here to talk about politics. We'll be right back.
Happy New Year, everyone. This is John Davis, Mayor of Swansboro, also candidate for County Commissioner here in Onslow County. And I would ask for your vote. Just want to say thank you out to my Swansboro staff and what they are doing to make our town be as beautiful as it is. As I like to say, that we are the diamond in the ring for Onslow County. Shout out to my staff and the hard work that y'all do in Swansboro. And certainly to my Dairy Queen, invite all of you that come through Swansboro to stop at the Dairy Queen and visit with us. And my staff there will love on you and take care of you and hopefully get you some really delicious ice cream, or if you're also hungry for lunch or dinner, we do have some really good hamburgers and chicken tenders, so you can enjoy those as well.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only pet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
You know, if you're new to boating, new to this area, or new to saltwater fishing, you might want to just run by Tideline Marine, the area's best of the best places to buy a boat. That was what the majority of Jacksonville Daily News readers voted last year for 2023, that Tideline was the best place to buy a boat. Right now, before the summer boating season gets into full swing, why not check out the boats that Tideline has in stock right now? From the luxurious line of Aloha pontoon boats to Lund fishing boats and several center console offshore and nearshore aqua sports, all are waiting for you right now, today. You can't shop today. You got to wait till tomorrow. They're open Tuesday through for a Saturday. If you haven't been to Tideline in the last few years, come on down and take a look-see around the ship store. You'll be surprised at the changes. If your old worn-out two-stroke outboard motor is making boating a challenge for you, Tideline has a line of Mercury motors and will gladly get you in the right direction so your days on the water will be carefree. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. There is a gale warning that will go into effect this afternoon and will last through late tomorrow night. Offshore today, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 35 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet, 2 to 4 near shore, dominant period 5 seconds, sounds and rivers rough. Tuesday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 25 to 30 with gusts up to 40 knots, seas 6 to 9 feet. Dominant period 5 seconds, sounds and rivers very rough. Wednesday, northerly winds 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, gusts up to 30, seas 5 to 8 feet, sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon.
Today, partly sunny, high of 58 with gusty winds as high as 22 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 35, gusts as high as 28 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 54, still gusty with 26 mile an hour gusts. Tomorrow night, clear, cold, low of 31, 23 mile an hour gusts. Wednesday, sunny, high of 53, 23 mile an hour gusts. And then it doesn't say anything. Wednesday night's 29, but after that, it kind of picks up.
So we got a couple of nights of...
You'll have your fireplace.
Yes, I am.
You can burn some of that wood.
Yeah. I got a bunch of wood.
Yes.
I got a lot of wood. It's going to be burned.
Yeah.
So it feels so good when I do that. It makes me sleep like a log, too.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Oh, my. What is this story? Come on, load up. Los Angeles and San Diego under a state of pending doom. Apparently, they're expecting
still flooding.
A lot of flooding, lots of rain coming down.
A lot of water.
So,
Shoo.
wow. 37 million Americans are in California brace for 8 trillion gallons of rain as life-threatening storm targets California. That's just going to be downright ugly.
I found him.
Well, I got a story for you, Rayford.
What's that?
So, a California school spent $250,000 of their federal funds on the woke kindergarten program.
What is that?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco Bay Area. Big shock there. The officials hired a for-profit company called Woke Kindergarten to train teachers. Now, this school, this elementary school, is big shock, folks, still struggling to with some of the lowest math and reading scores in these states. And this quote woke program was meant to help boost test scores, but after 2 years, the scores are worse. Once again, that's a real big shock.
I'm surprised.
They've dropped 4% in the last 2 years. Less than 12% of the students at Glassbrook Elementary can read at their grade level, and under 4% are proficient in math. Now, the superintendent claims that the woke kindergarten program was supported by the parents and teachers after it was approved by the board, was more about boosting attendance than test scores. He said attendance has gone up 20%. So we'll pack our schools, but we don't care if they can read or do math. He said helping students feel safe and whole is part and parcel of academic achievement. I get that it's more money than we would have liked to have spent. You're idiots. He said, we are 100% in favor of abolishing systems of oppression where they hold our students back. What I do believe is we should pick providers based on their work and how effective. Well, this $250,000 nightmare is not effective. This guy's a moron. So I like this. Woke Kindergarten describes itself on its website as supporting children, families, educators, and organizations in their commitment to abolitionist early education and pro-Black and queer and trans liberation. The organization has woke words of the day like ceasefire, abolish, and woke wonderings about, this is what you're going to like, the woke wonderings about challenging the legitimacy of the sport, and my personal favorite, abolishing the police, money, and the military of the United States.
What do you think is keeping you alive these days?
Oh, it gets better. This is wondering. Let me ask you this. This question was posed to the children. Now, these kids can't read, or remember, they can't read and do math, but they're woke. If the United States defunded the Israeli military, what? They got more money than we do. How could this money be used to rebuild Palestine? Are you serious right now? And a teacher who wanted to be anonymous because they fear for their job said, our reading scores are low. These funds could have gotten us a reading interventionist. Yeah. If the woke kindergarten training, it slowly became very apparent if you were a dissenting voice, that's not what they wanted to hear. Oh, it gets better. Another teacher at the school told the Chronicle that woke kindergarten trainers told him he should focus on disrupting whiteness in the classroom.
Whiteness?
And he says, what does that mean? I just want to know, what does that mean for a third grade classroom?
Man.
Oh, it gets better. So this teacher said, I support discussing racism in a classroom, but his request for clarifications, like what exactly do you mean, got him temporarily banned from training sessions. That he's supposed to, yeah. Oh, and then one of the trainers referred to the so-called United States in one of the sessions. Now, see, this right here, an email to Woke Kindergarten received an automatic reply that the founder was recovering from surgery. Every one of those school board members that spent that $250,000 ought to be booted off that school board.
Absolutely.
And where are these parents that aren't complaining that my child can't read and write in kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade, or fifth grade, because that's all elementary, but they're woke? Nobody cares that these kids are woke. They can't read or write. How are they going to get through life?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Idiots. So, but yeah, that's the latest news that just popped up this morning.
Ridiculous. Yeah. A Chinese father and his mistress have been executed after he threw his children out of a high-rise apartment window to their deaths in 2020.
What?
The couple were found guilty of committing premeditated murder following a review of their case by the Supreme People's Court. It reported that the pair viewed the children as an obstacle to their relationship and staged an accidental fall in November 2020, resulting in their deaths.
How horrific.
The 2-year-old girl and 1-year-old boy
oh my
were
Lord.
killed.
Oh, my Lord.
There is the couple. They're no longer with us.
Good.
They've been executed. The news agency reported that he had started the affair and had been unaware at first that he was married and had children, that she started the affair. She then encouraged him to kill the children, arguing that they would be a burden on their future life together.
Where was the wife?
I'm looking for it.
Why not just give them to her?
The same court issued a death sentence for the pair in December 2021, which ultimately was carried out Wednesday last week following a series of appeals.
Good.
In its decision to uphold the death penalty, the Supreme People's Court ruled that the motive for the killings was despicable and deserving of a severe punishment. They got the ultimate punishment.
Well, I'm impressed. China actually did something right.
Well, yeah.
Impressive.
And they made it public.
Yeah. They made that public to deter other people. What happened to the wife? Like, where
Don't know
was
anything
she?
about
You
the
couldn't
wife.
just give these kids to the wife?
Maybe he was a widower. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, it wouldn't
You
be an
never can tell.
affair.
Huh?
It wouldn't be an affair.
Well, yes and no. A relationship, some people will call that an affair unless you're
Well, affair normally means you're married, but I
Yeah.
hear you. Or in a
Whatever.
relationship. Yeah.
Who knows?
Weird.
Anyway.
Hmm.
His Anna is
Yes,
joining
His
us.
Honor is here.
His Anna is here.
I'm giving him the good
morning.
seat.
How's everybody this morning?
Doing fine. Mayor John Davis of
Hungry.
Swansboro, friendly city by the sea. Got to get back down there. I'm hungry.
Well,
I know you got places.
We've got some of the best restaurants in the country.
Yeah, you got one that I go to, two that I go to on a regular basis down there that are just absolutely fabulous.
I know you like El Signo.
And the
Burro.
Burro. Oh
Yes,
yes,
that's his favorite.
most definitely.
And I got to get you down to Saltwater Grill.
I've been there.
Okay.
Any number of times, a bunch of times.
And then have you seen our new one, Preston's Place?
Have not.
So
I've been to Giannis.
the old Captain Charlie's.
Okay.
Oh.
And Preston, it was the Swansboro Food and Beverage. And Preston came in. He was working there and he bought out the old owner.
Oh, really?
And now he's turned it into Preston's Place, and he has the back bar area is absolutely astonishing. He has done fantastic with that.
Okay.
Their
Great.
menu is amazing. So, yes, Preston's Place as well.
You know, I've said many times I would just like to go down there for a weekend sometime and just work my way through the restaurants. Just get a place, get a room, and stay there and just work my way from.
It wouldn't be a good diet plan.
No, it would not be a diet. I'd only do that after I went to my cardiologist and get a clean bill of health, which I got to go see him today too.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's always something. For nothing in particular, but just to check it out. How you doing, John?
Doing well. Things are going good. Working hard. Pillar to post is my grand.
How's the campaign trail doing?
Yeah, I see signs all over, everywhere.
I've been really blessed on the campaign trail. People have been really very kind and gracious, and
Nice.
a lot of people stepping up, helping. We had a meet and greet last Thursday night. We had over 50 people there. Raised some money, and so got a lot of people behind us, and so just very thankful to them and everything that they're doing to help. And
Just for those who don't know, Mayor Davis is running for a seat on the Onslow County Board of Commissioners.
Yes, he is. Do you have another event coming up this week? Don't you? Thursday night?
Thursday night at Biagio's. Yeah, we'd love to have you
downtown.
come
I have
out.
to be in 3 places at one time.
Wow.
I decided
Y'all need to
which
get
one
all
to
your
go.
schedules together so
know.
Lee doesn't have to run from place to place.
There is a lot going on. I think.
Yes, there is a
think-
lot going on.
I think in Swansboro this week we have the
forum
the
tonight.
2 forums, right? We got the school
Yes.
board tonight, and then
And NC House 14, then the school board, and then Wednesday night you have the commissioners.
Yeah.
Well, it's busy.
Thursday
down there.
night I have something in Carteret, but I know you also have the thing at Biagio's that I wanted to go to. So.
priorities.
Priorities. What's my priority, John?
Of course, Biagio's. And I do thank Martin and Lori for hosting us. That is
very
looking
nice.
forward to a very special event there. And if you've been to some of the events that have had Curtis Heiler, Curtis Heiler's going to be there, patriotic gospel singer. So he's going to do a few tunes for us as well. Yeah.
I don't know him either. We do have a caller. Do you have a question for the mayor? Good morning.
I do right quick. Sorry, Steve. I hate to call twice, but I heard him and I wanted to ask. He kept saying Preston's Place. I thought they changed the name to Preston's Corner.
Did they change it to Preston's Corner, or is it Preston's Place?
You might be correct. It might be Preston's Corner. I apologize.
I got you. I figured that was just a small slip, and I want to throw that out there.
No.
And speaking of them, they have an open mic on Wednesday night that has a lot of young talent. It's really worth seeing, and it's getting real popular. So,
sir, you are correct. It is Preston's Corner.
So I get to go down there on Wednesday night, and I can take over the mic.
Oh, Lord. Somebody don't let him do that.
Steve, you better be there. You better come in.
If he's going, I do want to see that. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you come on down, and I'll interview you.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. That'll work.
Do I have to sing or something? Is that what it's about?
That's what. Well, you open mic. You can tell jokes.
I got lots of jokes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I got lots of jokes.
You should do that list of jokes you sent the other night. That was funny. Those were funny. Those were good.
Somebody make him stop.
How many sexes of each animal did Moses take on the ark?
Oh no.
How many sexes? Huh?
Two.
Sexes.
One of each animal.
No, that was Noah. Moses didn't do the ark. He did. He parted the Red Sea.
He got busted. Got all three of us.
Steve, well, you guys have a blessed day. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Hey, Steve, whatever we can do to get some folks down to Preston's, he's doing a great job.
Just call it Preston's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
It's really nice in there, too, what they've done with that back room. It's really nice.
All right.
Thank
you, Steve-O.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day.
You too.
You too.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME, and we'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Hello, shoppers. When you shop your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street, Maysville, remember to sign up for Pig Perks. You receive 1 point for every dollar spent on further purchases. Over in the meat department, T-bone steaks, just $7.99 a pound. Boneless strip loins, 99 cents a pound. Whole Ive round is only $3.99 a pound. Whole fresh picnic, $1.49 a pound. How about baby back pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound. Fresh fryer leg quarters, sold in a 10-pound bag, is only 49 cents a pound. And Butterball fresh ground turkey, 16-ounce package is only $3.99. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over on produce, how about a 10-pound bag of Idaho potatoes, just $2.99. Canada cantaloupes, just $2.99 each. Nutritious blueberries, $3.99 a pint. Crisp green cabbage, just 79 cents a pound. Broccoli crowns are only $1.99 a pound. Large lemons, 69 cents each. And Western Honeycrisp apples, $1.99 a pound. And Western pears are also just $1.99 a pound. Remember to sign up for Pig Sports, which means you get 1 point for every dollar you spend for further purchases. Remember also that you get 3 12-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $14. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store over on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round. Quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking with the mayor of Swansboro, John Davis, and he's a candidate for Onslow County Board of Commissioners. And we're just discussing off mic there for a second, and out of curiosity, if you are successful, you're sworn in the 1st of December, for instance, this year. And then you no longer are mayor, of course, you have to step down.
Yes, sir.
And if a member of council is appointed to take over to fill your unexpired term, there's no special election involved, right?
No, I don't believe they have to do a special election. Of course, we'd have to go through and verify everything in the charter and make sure we do it correctly. But I think they would, I think 1 or 3 choices, they could appoint somebody that's to the position. They could do the special election, or they could leave it vacant if they feel comfortable doing that for a year. So that would
open it up for tie votes, though, wouldn't it?
That's true. In the situation that you would have a tie, it would open it up for that.
And
Bad fun.
Yeah, bad fun. But anyway, so if a member of council is appointed to take your place, then somebody else would have to be appointed from somewhere else.
The dominoes continue until they get it resolved. So
wow, that'd be interesting. So okay, so what are you doing? I see here you're on your little flyer here. It's got some information. You want to decrease county taxes? Oh yay! Everybody does. How would the county continue to move forward if the taxes are reduced?
Well, I like to quote George Cleveland. I think we have more of a spending problem than we do a revenue problem, and I think it's efficiencies and a priority thing that we can look at how we're spending our money and how we're getting the most bang for our buck. I think we can strive for excellence without having to have the Taj Mahal for everything. I think we need to look at, I think you and I talked about this last time that you had me on your show. We can look at things like a 1/4 cent sales tax and put more of the tax burden, shift it from the property owner to tourist. I don't think we take advantage of our tourism market the way we could. And so how can we get work with our legislators like George to do a sales tax? But you're not going to convince George to do that unless you prove to him that you're going to give money back to the property owners and you're actually showing that money is going back and that his people aren't being taxed, which I respect.
I forgot what the total tax property taxes generate. I forgot exactly how much it generates. Do you remember what?
I don't remember the exact number, but we basically have over a $300 million budget. 350?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And a 1/2 cent sales tax increase would generate, as I understand, about $20 million.
I didn't heard that it was that high, but I've heard
a quarter cent would be half of that, of course.
Sure.
That's not a whole lot off of $300 million, percentage wise.
Well, it's 10%. And I'll take 10% back if you'll give me 10% back on my taxes. And I think the other thing you've got to look at is industry, is our economic development, bringing jobs in.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. And so I think that also, again, puts the tax burden, takes it off of the individual property owner. And then if I've got a manufacturing firm that's selling whatever widget and that widget's selling across the world somewhere, then I've got somebody bringing that tax revenue in out of state. And so I'm bringing money into the county, into the state that way. That comes into our tax coffers. And again, it's another way that we can look at to reduce our taxes.
Of course, the county commissioners only have control over, 18 or 19% of the total
Correct.
budget.
Well, you do have your mandates, and you have to look at your mandates and balance those with what the state requires. And that is, you're right, that is a burden.
I have a question. So you had mentioned earlier that you think the county has a spending problem. What are some of the things you think that they're spending money on that perhaps maybe they should not be?
Well, for sure, great question. So one of the things in having some discussion with folks is for example, the one that comes to mind is our ambulances. You know, how much ambulance is a $300,000 expenditure?
Sure.
Well, and some of the things that we've approved there is there's a jump seat that you can put in the back. It's a $30,000 seat. And so the argument to me is we could have saved $30,000 per ambulance by not putting that in. And with the short runs that we have and stuff, that you could argue that jump seat's not required. That's one example. Another example is we have a very, very high pyramid, and I think we could flatten our pyramid down. We've got 2 or 3 departments, without going to a lot of detail there, that were as I understand it, 5 or 6 years ago, were run by one director. And now each department's been broken up and we got 3 directors running them. So we have a lot of places like that we can look at to see. And it's just like doing your house budget. You know, when times get tough, you have to make cuts. You have to look at where, money's coming in, where it's going. And I think we have to treat the citizens' money as if our own, and how we're running our budget at home, and look at and prioritize our services and how we're going to support and where we need to support. One of the places that I feel that we're not spending our money, and this is where I'd reprioritize funds, is how are we taking care of our EMS folks, and how are we developing our first responders and helping them, and keeping. One of the complaints I got just this weekend is, their family member went to Pender County because they were going to get paid $10,000 more a year to be a paramedic in Pender County. So how do I compete with that? So there's areas also that you got to look, hey, how do I help keep good quality people here? Because, I hate to say it, but, I think everybody in this room was, we're getting into that age range where strokes and heart attacks, I know, right? And so I don't want to be waiting 20 minutes on the couch for an ambulance to show up and have those services.
Well, what happened with the volunteer rescue squad that we had before? The county was paying money into that and paying, they put quite a chunk of money into that, but they ended up dissolving that because there wasn't enough volunteers, or they weren't doing their jobs.
There's a lot of mismanagement.
Yeah, there were several issues there, and the volunteers were, as I understand it, had this, and I don't know what their reasoning was, but they were actually not even responding to calls.
Right.
And so you had situations like that. You had financial mismanagement, and so that boils down to me is to leadership.
Right.
Like I look at what my chief is doing at Swansboro at the fire department, and what he's done to build up the volunteer base. So his leadership has taken our volunteer base to a minimum, to now we've got people wanting to volunteer for our fire department. And so you actually fill in paid positions with volunteers, and volunteers get paid differently. We say they don't get paid, but they do. You have to pay them with making them feel valued. You have to pay them with maybe, making sure they get a stipend for training and making sure they get the training.
Right.
And I think that's where you can come back to that and look at that. And I've already talked to a couple of the candidates running for county commissioner, and maybe we could do a pilot program and see where we can build that. Because I think it boils down to leadership. Volunteers like be appreciated, valued, and they like to have mission and purpose. And
but where would we get the money for it from our budget? Where do you suggest?
Well, that's got to be looked at, and that may be where your sales tax comes in. If we can do a sales tax, that may be where we already have a fire tax? Can some of that money be used
Mhm.
over? You can look at, as we do some of these economic development projects, can that fund some of this? There's things like that where some creative funding can be done without going back to that property tax and increasing it.
I have a question. I'm going to go back to what you said about a jump seat. Now, is the purpose of the jump seat, and this is me actually asking, for someone to sit back there with the individual as they're being transported, or what is the purpose of these jump seats? Does anybody know?
Well,
Okay.
certainly it's meant for somebody to sit back there, and it's an ergonomic thing that
Mhm.
that the folks can argue, and you could argue it both ways, and it's an example of the that can be considered. So,
Because I think that's necessary. If my dog, I have a dog with epilepsy. If she's seizing out and has to be transported, which happens quite a bit, to the hospital, somebody has to be back there with her in case her heart stops. Or
Is that where the jump seat goes?
Yeah, I
Is
was
in the
just
back?
gonna, is that what the jump seat is for?
because if that's what it's for, why would you not want somebody back there with you? You're not just transporting. If somebody's having a heart attack, you got to monitor them. If somebody's been picked up for an overdose and they've been Narcan at in their bedroom and now they're being transported, chances are they're going to go back into overdose. If you just got a driver and a guy in the front seat, who's Narcanning and when he goes back into overdose?
well, you're not saying you don't want somebody in the back.
No, I'm saying I want to jump. Where are they going? Are they going to stand up? Like, where
Well, traditionally they're back there in the back, and it's in a squat position of some position like that back there. So, again, don't I don't want to get lost in the weeds here. You could argue every potential for saving money at
well, I
any
don't
level.
think that's one of them.
And
Well,
so
I'm questioning $30,000
Yeah.
for a jump seat.
Why, a jump seat costs 30,000. Surely there's a
I
cheaper
can buy
one.
a car for that.
Yeah, there's got to be. What is so special about the 30,000? I mean,
don't know.
it's cheaper.
But I think that's the point
Yeah.
is that we need to scrutinize the budgets, because I think one of the things I've heard from the couple of the current commissioners is they're not intimately involved in the budget process. And how do we get them intimately involved? And so with these kind of questions can be asked. I think that's one thing I like about being in Swansboro is
But define intimately
We
involved.
got to take a break.
Okay.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSME. We'll be right back.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back, and our guest in the studio is a county commission candidate and the mayor of Swansboro, John Davis, and we do have a caller. Is this Curtis?
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing fine, Harry. We got just a couple of minutes here.
I'm calling in from Morehead City, listening to you on the AM station.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Wanted to tell you two different things. Listening to you. Went down to Wilmington yesterday, and I was through Holly Ridge, and Rayford, I don't know if you've been down there lately and looked over to the right at the industry, those huge buildings and stuff. But somebody's done a good job
They have.
in the industry to the Holly Ridge area.
Absolutely. Beautiful job.
Yeah, they did real good. I'm sure it's bringing income and revenue in the county by taxes and stuff. So, the other thing was about the ambulance and stuff. My mother got transported to Onslow Memorial by ambulance about 4 weeks ago, and when the ambulance showed up, there were three paramedics that came into the home to check her out, and then loaded her up on the ambulance. And, I think that seat probably was needed because two of them jumped in the back, and the driver, of course, jumped in the driver's seat. So just wanted to bring that point up,
Yeah, well, it's needed.
I think it's needed. I don't think it should be $30,000.
Not for a seat.
But yeah. I made a wild line of work.
All right. Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How did you know that?
Yeah, how did she know?
Facebook friends.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Anyway, John, there are a lot of other things that we can talk about, and we've still got time to talk about it in the future. Mental health, that's way up Kelly's alley too.
Yeah, I know. I love what what they do, progress we made, but it's such a big problem. And it's one that I don't believe government can solve. I don't think that we can do it by ourselves. And that's one where we've got to partner with folks already in the business, whether it's Philippians Place, whether it's Hope is Alive, whether it's some of our other local community partners. How do we work with them? How do we support what they're already doing? And that's in terms of, you're talking about spending money and, hey, John, you got to make up your mind. Are you going to spend money? You're going to cut the budget. And that's one where I believe that feeds back into our community. When you can help somebody get off an addiction, when you can help somebody get established in the workforce and help them be able to buy a house. And Philippians Place is the ultimate example of that. I mean, they do it from soup to nuts, helping people get from homelessness to having a job, to being able to manage a budget. Now they are contributing to our county. They're property owners, they're paying taxes, they're doing all those things. So that's the value there. And you're helping people be healthy. And I think we want a healthy community.
Definitely.
Definitely.
One quick question then. How can we keep some of these young Marines when they get out of service? How can we keep them in Onslow County?
That's a great question as well. And so this is back to that economic development. We've got to work with JOED. One of the partnerships that I've seen slip is JOED and Jacksonville Onslow Economic Development. And we've got to re-engage with JOED. They, as the caller just brought up, they have done a fantastic job with Camp Davis.
Yep.
And we need to be able to create more Camp Davis-like areas in the county and provide jobs and training for our young Marines coming out, because a lot of them want to stay here. And I mean, I've even heard discussions of where we recruit somebody, we give them a job, and they can't even. The other problem is the housing. We've got to help with the shortage of housing that we have here so that they can stay here if we do get them a job. And that comes back to one of the things that I'm asking for if we get elected. And I think, again, I've got one of the other candidates interested, if they were to get elected and working with me, is we need an overall infrastructure plan. And
we do.
And we have a comprehensive plan, but we don't have an overall countywide infrastructure plan that the municipalities are part of, the base is part of, your school system's part of, DOT's part of, ONWASA is part of, for your water and sewer. Yes, is it going to take a lot of parties involved? Is it going to take a lot of energy and effort to do? But if we don't look out 20, 30, 50 years from now and how this county is going to be structured and providing schools for our kids and stuff like that, we've got to do that preparatory work now so that we're in a better position out in the future.
I'd like to see underground power lines as a requirement.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that in Swansboro, to get that front street, all those power lines underground.
Well, it's not only just as an eyesore, but it's hurricanes, other storms, ice storms, whatever. That's the first thing that goes. So if we could get everything underground, we'd be better off.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I might not even need this generator I got back here if we did that.
I'll take it.
John, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, we appreciate you
Glad
coming
I
in.
could stir the pot just a little bit. Keeps it interesting.
That's the whole point.
That's good though. Yeah.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We're going to take about a 22-hour recess, and we'll be back. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, and please be safe.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Pop. A massive rainstorm in southern